Hello and welcome. This is Best Foot Forward Shoes, the podcast. Again, we have a special guest. We have Sam Dopkosky returning to the podcast all the way from America. He is unfortunately wearing a Pittsburgh Steelers jersey and I am wearing a Ravens jersey. So yeah, not happy about that. They had a huge win yesterday on the day that we're recording this, beat the Jets. My team is playing in about 3 or 4 hours, the Ravens, so very excited. The NFL season is in full swing. College football is in full swing. I know that you live in a college football area. So how is the vibe around your place and what's going on in your life, Sam?
So the vibe of college football is obviously for the whole state of Ohio. It's pretty down in the dumps. Like the Guardians, the baseball team's not doing too well. Um,
Well, they lost,
Obviously the
yeah.
Browns. Yeah, the Browns just lost their starting quarterback. They're 1-6,
Mm,
and then Ohio State is not the Ohio State they usually are. So they
yeah,
just lost last week, and I think they have a big game coming up this week. So
yeah,
people in Ohio are not too happy when it comes to sports.
yeah.
So I mean, thankfully for me, I'm a big Pittsburgh fan, so I don't have to
Yeah,
deal with that. So
unfortunately. But yeah, so the Browns have no quarterbacks and you guys have two.
yeah,
So
right.
maybe you could give them one of yours. But like there's an old saying that says if you have two quarterbacks, you have none. So
That is true.
there's gonna be a little bit of, who's gonna be they both played well, but it's like who's gonna be the starting
Right.
quarterback. Um Whereas the Ravens have a pretty clear number one, which I'm very, very thankful for and very happy about. So yeah, I think the Cleveland sports scene is, yeah, the Guardians. I mean, you did really well, like to get
Right. They did,
all
yeah.
the way to the ALCS. Like that's can't sneeze at that. My team, the Raven, sorry, the Orioles got nowhere near it, so didn't even get close. So yeah, I mean, you got to be proud of that. But yeah, a lot of people were
Right.
very happy, so to speak, that Deshaun Watson went down. I'm not really going to
I
say
know
much
that was
more about that, but a lot of people were definitely not sad that he went down. For some reasons, if you dig into Deshaun Watson's past, go look that up, viewers, if you really want to look at that. But yeah, not much has really been going on in terms of like sneakers. I've kind of done a few reviews, but I've been so busy that I haven't really been able to, do a huge amount of content. Did a couple podcasts, but yeah, haven't really picked up a huge amount. I got the Puma Speed Cats the other day, which is this shoe. So excited to try these ones, and it's a brand new silhouette. It fits pretty nice, looks pretty good. It's more of an autumn kind of thing. It's coming into summer here in Australia, so I'm not really going to be able to put it together with kind of like an autumn vibe kind of fit, but I think I'll make it work. It's a very low top. It's not very breathable, but we can make it work here. It is getting very hot. It is getting super hot. So, what have you had any pickups, Sam? And what's been going on in your sneaker world, so to speak?
so just like you, I've been so busy that I haven't been getting many pickups. Like I just feel like the whole sneaker world is just on like a slow path right now.
Mm.
There's not too much going on that I'm interested in. Like those Kith, we'll talk about later.
Mm-hmm.
I was very interested in those. We decided to pass. The two sneakers I picked up last week was the Ice Studios Minimus Trail,
Mm-hmm.
and then the other day I was shopping at a Marshalls. I don't know if you have Marshalls. They're just like a retail store, and I always go look at the shoes, and I got a pair of these blue 990 V3s for
Nice.
only about $100.
Wow.
Forgot how I forgot how amazing the V3 was because I don't really wear it that much. I'm more of a V4 kind of guy. Um, but I really have been rocking those a lot recently just because I mean it's a good shoe to just beat up a little bit,
Yep.
durable, only $100. So that's all
hundred
I've picked
bucks.
up recently.
That's probably like, I'm trying to think. I always got to convert it in my head. It's probably like
Yeah.
150 Australian, something like that. Probably a little bit more, but yeah, I think that's still pretty damn good. I think I got a pair of V4s slightly used for like 150, which I was like super happy about. So, I mean, anything that's only slightly used or brand new from New Balance, especially in the 990 line, is
Right.
pretty awesome. So, no, good that you're doing well. Kind of sucks that your sports town is an area is not doing so well. But yeah, I guess since we last spoke, the my favorite AFL team, which is a sport over here in Australia, won the premiership or won the championship. So that was incredible. They were basically in the say the semi final. They were down by like a huge margin, and they had a huge comeback, and then they came back in the next game, and then they smashed it in the final. So we only play. It's kind of like the Super Bowl where we only play one game. We don't have series. So it was like, yeah, I was incredibly stoked about that. So I kind of, it's going to tide me over for a while, and that's pretty awesome. So, but people did not come to this show to listen to us talk about sports. We definitely like sports, so if you wanna hear us talk about more sports, let us know in the comments. But we are here to chat about some of the latest releases, some of the latest news, and the first one we are going to chat about is the Kith 990 V4 and the Kith 1000 that was just released, which you just spoke about. So first of all, we got the 990 V4. This is definitely a Kith inspired color. That's very it's almost a coffee brown, I'd say. It's kind of, I can't remember what the style code, but it reminds me of like an oat kind of light brown color. And then we had a second pair, which was of the 1000 in a very, very nice, almost icy blue, kind of very light blue, and very nice suede and some nice canvas hits there. So overall, didn't pick any of these up. It's a little bit too expensive to ship from America to Australia sometimes. And these ones, I enjoy a little bit of a louder silhouette, a little bit louder of a colorway. So I didn't really feel like picking these ones up. But I know you enjoyed these ones. What were your thoughts on them?
So I obviously, my favorite shoe is the V4. So I love to see a bunch of colorways on that. I think this V4 is a perfect V4 for like a neutral if you're gonna wear it every day. I personally passed on it just because I have the gray V4 and I'm really happy with the gray V4.
Mm-hmm.
So there was really no need for me to have another daily driver V4. But if somebody was like looking to get a 990 V4 and they don't have one, I think this would be a perfect one to get. Just because if you want to be a little bit different but also have that same versatility. And then for the 1000, I've always told myself that I wanted the 1000, but never got it because I was looking for the right colorway. I still feel that way.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
I really do like this colorway. It looks very good. It's like very toned down, but still has that color to it. And the suede covering it looks amazing. It's just
Yeah.
so premium. These are very premium sneakers.
Yeah, definitely are. It's definitely they definitely elevate things a little bit more, does Kith. I know they actually today just raffled or released a couple of those gel Kyanos with Asics. I think it was the gel Kyano 20 and the Nimbus. It's like an icy blue and like a brown color. Oh, sorry, like a grey color. I'll pop a picture up later. It was definitely a lot of people say it was Kith filtered, so they put their own sort of, photo editing, lighting, sort of making it a little bit more moody than it kind of looks in person. But these 1000 and 990 V4, definitely in hand. I've seen some people say that they look exactly like the photos, so don't be scared about any sort of color changes when you pick them up. So you still don't have a pair of 1000s. I thought you'd definitely be on them there. I've got one, the Armelion D'Or white pair. So I definitely enjoy that color, and I probably will get one again in the future. Maybe when they go on sale, perhaps around the Black Friday. Yeah. So what sort of colors are you waiting for? To be honest, an Action Bronson collab on the 1000.
Yeah. So I entered in for the raffle for those white ALDs when they came out a couple
Yeah.
months ago. I really wanted those, but for whatever reason, I just didn't get selected.
Yeah.
And then I remember when they first came out, they had like the silver ones.
Yeah.
I was gonna get them, and I looked at my phone like 10 minutes after the release, they already sold out. So I couldn't believe. I didn't think that silhouette would sell out so fast. But there's like I think New Balance on their website right now has like the green mallard ones where they're like gray with like a green suede to them. I
Yeah.
really like those. I might eventually pick those up. Just the only reason I wouldn't would be because they're green and it'd be hard to wear a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I keep my eyes open because that is definitely a silhouette that I want to review and look at and like wear test it because I
Yeah.
want to see how it holds up. Or the comfort. How comfortable are they? Like, how would you compare them to like a 1906?
I feel like they're definitely long. Like they're sort of like, as you can kind of tell, they're a little bit long on the toe box. So like they fit great around the ankle, especially that little ankle kind of the bit that juts out at the back there. It really does support your ankle really well. I found that I did have to tighten them up a fair bit just to kind of lock my toes in a little bit more because, as I said, there's a little bit more ankle room. Toe room. So yeah, I think if I was to go again with them, I would go down a half size probably. But the comfort's definitely really nice. Like I wore them, yeah, for multiple days in a row, and it was like, yeah, these feel great. And I think, as I said, if I find a couple colorways like that green one that you just said, if I find them
Mhm.
on sale or something, they'll definitely be something that I want to jump on because, yeah, I just think it reminds me a lot and a lot of people of the MX 95s, those kind of
Yeah, that's why I like them.
classic, Nike Air Max sneakers, obviously without the bubble, but it has that sort of similar sort of lacing system, and it's definitely cool to see New Balance, popping off with another kind of different silhouette. And Kith is definitely someone who they turn to try and popularize certain models. And I think that this one, along with obviously they did like the Joe Freshgoods collaboration as well, and a lot of really nice general release colorways. So it's exciting to see, and it's definitely one that I like. As I said, I didn't pick up these Kith ones, but yeah, they're definitely very nice. So the next topic I really want to cover, which is really close to home for me, is the 860 V2 collaboration with Up There. So I know you have seen this shoe. I know a lot of people are hyping up this shoe, especially like on Instagram. It is, it's literally everywhere. Like I turned on Instagram last night and I saw that they had been raffled. So they basically went up live on their website. I think the raffle is happening on the 29th of October here in Australia. So that's about the 28th in America. So probably late night for you guys. Uh, a lot of people have been talking about this shoe. First of all, the colors are super nice. The green, the kind of semi-nature inspired pattern of them, I really like. The blue is really awesome. I just think that this is really going to take Up Their store to a next level in terms of worldwide recognition. The 860 is definitely a popular model right now. It's not the most popular, but give me your thoughts from an American's perspective, because I kind of have my own biases around this because I'm Australian. It's an Australian store, so I'm pretty much going to be getting whatever they release, just to support kind of local Australian, sneaker boutiques. What are your thoughts about these ones?
So I saw this a few weeks ago, and I absolutely love them. The 8060 or the 860 is one of my favorite silhouettes. I have the ALD, the orange pair, and I just think it's a great sneaker because it's comfortable as well as it's not that chunky. So I'm really glad that they used this silhouette. I just love the colors. I feel like I've never seen these shades and these hues of a on a sneaker before. Like it's just very unique and interesting. And then the green bubble in the back, I think is phenomenal. And even you get three pairs of laces plus this lace shield, which
Yeah,
I've never seen.
it's
That's so interesting and it's so creative. I'm very excited about these. I'm excited to see people like review them and have them on foot
mm,
and just show how to use that like lace system. I think it's
mm.
sweet.
If I get them, please. I will definitely put a review on those because they are awesome. And yeah, I think I had a chat with a friend the other day. He basically talked about collabs and how sometimes people will do collaborations with a brand and kind of it just feels like a GR release. Like it doesn't have
Mhm.
any sort of extra things in the box, or it doesn't really have any sort of co-branding. Um, for I can't remember the example he used, but you remember the Saucony J Tips ones that just came out, the Pro Grid ones, the really loud kind of red color, and then there was like a, a beige kind of brown color. That shoe did literally just had the shoe and like a box, which is fine, but I
Mhm.
feel like the added elevation of having, first of all, a bag. It comes with like a really nice bag that it comes with, and the lace shrouds and the different laces kind of, Action Bronson is famous for not giving any extra laces, and so Up There decided, I'm just going to go with the complete opposite and give you all the laces, so you
Right.
can kind of customize it as much as possible. Take it to the next level. Um,
Mhm.
First of all, are you a fan of lace swaps? And which out of all those laces, I'll pop a picture up in a bit of those laces. But yeah, I think all of those are awesome. And which one would you want to put in there if you found this, if you got this shoe?
I love lace swaps. I feel like it's just fun to play around with them. Most
Hmm.
of the time, like I have lace swaps. There's a pretty clear winner for me, but I like to keep playing around with them. But if I had these shoes right here, I would I would probably put the blue ones in, honestly, the
Mm.
middle one. If I wasn't, I would definitely try out that lace zipper shield at first just to
Yeah.
see what it's like. But if I just had to go with regular laces, I'm gonna put the blue ones in for sure. How about you?
I feel like the blue's very nice. I like the pink one too.
Mm.
So they've kind of got a couple of pink accents on the shoe, and it really stands out. And I think that pink and blue. It's kind of interesting the color palette they've gone here. It's not incredibly vibrant. You'd think that you'd put almost a lime green and a light blue, and it would just look super bold. But to me, it still looks kind of understated and not too crazy. It's very interesting how they've managed to pull that one off. The lace shield, I don't know. Um, yeah, if you give me a moment, I can grab out this one that I've got. So this is the Backyard Legends one, the 2002 they did, and they had this lace thing. They had this lace shield in it, and so
Interesting.
I tried. So it's obviously supposed to go on like that, and I tried to do it, but I just found it sort of annoying trying to tie up the regular laces with this. So I think that they've definitely learnt from that and put the kind of zip in the middle.
Hmm.
Um, I think they might have taken that feedback of putting it on there and it being a little bit hard to tie up. And I like my shoes a little bit tighter, so I didn't really enjoy how loose they were feeling when I put this one on. But yeah, I think that they've taken that same idea and kind of put the zipper in the middle to have a bit more easy access. But yeah, I'm definitely a fan of kind of the customization you can do. I'm even a fan of like putting different laces on different shoes, to be honest. Like sometimes you put like one color in one and another color in the other just to, yeah, just spice it up a little bit. I just definitely like the way that this shoe looks, and I'm really excited about hopefully getting them. And I've seen a lot of people wanting to get them, so my hopes are not incredibly high, but we'll see. We'll definitely see. So now we're going to have a little chat about Action Bronson, Sam Dopkosky's favorite creator, his homie, so to speak. I've got the picture up here of the 990 V6 that he first of all wore on stage, and then he's also done a few promos on his Instagram. Take it away, Sam. This is definitely kind of more up your alley than my alley.
So I'm very excited to see that he went back to the 990 V6 and just like the 990 in general because he did the two like he hasn't released them yet. I don't know when he plans on releasing those two
Mm,
like the Minimus and the Rebel, but from what we see here, these are going to come out in 2025.
yeah.
Um, they're very interesting to say the least. I think the Lapis Lazuli and the Baklava are better than this. I think this is in third place when you compare the 990s. It looks like they're like gonna be food inspired to me because these look like I don't know if you know like the Air Max Bacons.
Mm,
That's what these remind me of. Like you got
mm,
like the butter sole paired with like the red and the purple and the pinks. They look like I mean, he's a chef, so it would make sense as to why he would do that. But I like that he used like that different mesh that Teddy Santis has been using a lot recently. I think that looks
mm,
really good on a V6 paired with that white suede and the
yeah.
laces. I think these are the best laces he's done so far.
Mm,
I'm really excited about these. Of course, this is Action Bronson, so it's going to be a little crazy. I don't know what you'd
yeah.
wear with them, but I definitely like them a lot. I'm excited about them.
It's it's like, well, yeah, first of all, when are they going to release? And then second of
Right.
all, is it just going to be like his website? And then you're probably going to have to buy like $100 t-shirt along with them to be able to get them. That sort of thing. That's kind of what he does, which, I mean, it's fine. But I feel like some people kind of just want a normal release. You know what I mean? Like,
Hmm.
as kind of odd as that sounds, you just kind of just want to get the shoes, to be honest.
Yeah, it's very frustrating sometimes, but especially for him. All of his drops, except the Medusa Azul 1906, have been a complete mess.
Yeah.
Like he switched to the EQL drop
Yeah.
for the Medusa Azuls, and everybody got a pair that
Mm,
wanted a pair, it seemed.
yeah.
And he should do that again for the 990 V6 for both his
Yeah.
website and New Balance website.
Do you think
But
that was
New Balance.
Do you think that was because there was more stock of that Medusa one? Do you think?
I think it had a lot to do with there was more stock of it, as well as he realized how bad the rose water drop went,
Hmm.
that he decided to make a change. So hopefully he continues with that change with the next two sneakers and then following with that.
Yeah, right. I think I don't really do the EQL drops that much. We don't like we have like certain boutiques that do their own kind of raffle system. I have done a couple of
Mhm.
EQLs and not actually won any, but I think yeah, I don't know what he's going to do. It's interesting. You kind of trying to understand the mind of a creative person like him. Sometimes it's a little bit hard. Um,
Mhm.
some people are very predictable, and I don't think you can put Action Bronson into that category. Um, he's definitely not predictable. I mean, these shoes are definitely nice. Like
Mhm.
I'm not the biggest fan of red. If anyone knows anything about me with shoes, I don't really enjoy a huge amount of red on sneakers. So I mean, it's not all over red. I do like those little accents, and I agree with you about the laces. Those are definitely some very nice laces there. They will be the only lace you get with the shoe for sure. As we spoke about
Mhm.
before, he's definitely, this is what they come with. This is what you're wearing. Type of vibe. Have you seen his show? You've watched his show? I've not actually seen a full episode. I've only seen clips of his cooking show, but it looks really good. I do enjoy his that sort of cooking show style. Have you seen it?
Yeah, I watch it like periodically. I'll sit
Yeah,
down and I'll watch a few episodes just because he's an entertainer and he's just also I like to see what he's got on his feet. That's one of the main reasons I like to tune in just because I like to see what he's wearing. But
yeah,
he's an entertainer. He's a good dude, so I like to support him in all his creative acts.
yeah. I saw someone do a impersonation of him, and they were like, "I only eat goat's cheese if it came from the udder of a 15-year-old Himalayan cow.
That
I
is very
only
Action Bronson.
I only eat wine if it's 55 years old and pressed by an old Italian woman." Oh man, we're walking around these streets of New York. Yeah,
Yeah, Queens, Flushing Queens.
Queens in
That's
the
my topic,
house.
man. Yeah.
That's my very limited Action Bronson. I'll be shelving that one after today. That'll be my last time you ever see that impression. I think that's a good segue to
Good.
move on to our next topic because that was a terrible impression. But switching it up from a little bit of New Balance over to the basketball world. So the NBA has kind of just kicked off, and to kind of coincide with the new season starting, preseason, all the news is about the Lakers, of course, and Bronny James and LeBron James. So let's talk about the actual MVP, which is Nikola Jokic, and finally he is getting his own shoe, which I believe this is with a brand called 361 shoes, in which is a Chinese brand similar to like Anta, um,
Mhm.
which is Kyrie Irving's main sponsor. They have leaked a few photos of his shoe. He was wearing them, and it's kind of this first color is all like a black and white. It's it looks kind of flowy, kind of funky. I mean, very like Chinese basketball shoe. They definitely have a style where they have kind of I think the Li Ning is another big basketball brand. Like Dwayne Wade is the main person in that brand, and these look very much like those kind of shoes. And I don't know if they will transfer over to a lifestyle sense. I know that Anthony Edwards and like Ja Morant and that sort of basketballers have shoes that translate to that lifestyle. We've spoken about that before, and I don't know if these ones will. Maybe just because of the color, and also just the styling. What are your thoughts about these ones, Sam?
I think these are pretty sweet.
Mm,
Yeah, like you said, they're definitely. I don't see these becoming a lifestyle sneaker.
mm,
They look too performance. They look
mm,
like he probably designed these specifically to tailor it to him and what he needs on the court. I do like that people are kind of switching up and not going with this Nike or Adidas or any other like mainstream brands. I like that he's taking it somewhere else
yeah.
and really expressing his creativity through a sneaker to be used on the court. So hopefully we see some better
Mm,
colorways and we see some global releases. Probably not for a while, but it'll be interesting to see how these pan out and what they evolve into.
yeah. I mean, I think he definitely deserves. a shoe, like
Absolutely.
it's really surprising, as I said, like why has it been this long? I guess he's too busy on like doing horse racing and and stuff over there in Serbia to bother about getting a performance shoe. So I think that, you know, getting your own basketball shoe is kind of a sign of being the superstar that he already is. You know, you've got players like the biggest players in the NBA have their own sneakers, whether it be with Adidas, whether it be with Nike, and then obviously some athletes have their different brands, like with this Li Ning and then Anta. So there's definitely some diversity in the basketball shoe world now, these days. Adidas has obviously come up a fair bit since Anthony Edwards came onto the scene. First of all, do you have any of the Anthony Edwards shoes, or have you tried those ones on?
I have not. I've seen a lot of pictures of them. That
Yeah.
they're very interesting. I like the way they look, but I just keep my basketball shoes very 2013. I like the KD 6 and
Mm.
LeBron 13s and 11s, just
Yeah.
because that's like nostalgic for me. I always wanted those, so I
Yeah.
would like to pick up a pair of those Anthony Edwards shoes. But if
Mm.
I start like playing basketball like for fun, I'll probably pick a pair of those up.
Yeah. Yeah. There's still the Kobe's are definitely pretty hot, like the X-rays that just released. So those ones, they're definitely still can be worn as a lifestyle shoe. You've got the LeBron, I think the LeBron 22s just came out or are coming out. Like that's crazy that he's been in the league for 22 years. Like there's possibly people watching this that are not weren't even alive when LeBron James came into the league, which is wild to
Right.
me. Yeah, like his longevity. I'm not going to get into a whole goat debate. We could talk about this for hours and hours, but I'm sure that you know yourself being in Ohio, LeBron James has a special place in Cleveland and in Ohio, and obviously he's now got his son in the league, as I spoke about before. That's pretty wild. Are you a big basketball fan, or do you have a team, Sam?
I'm not a huge basketball fan, but I
Yeah,
like once the playoffs come in, I'm definitely like tuned in. I
yeah,
would say if Pittsburgh doesn't have a team, so I would say I'm a Cavs fan,
mm,
to say the least. But
okay,
I mean, yeah, I like basketball. I was definitely more
yeah,
like locked in on this last season, and I'll probably continue that this
mm,
season and try and stay ahead of it. It's an interesting sport. I love basketball, and it's fun to play. So you can always play basketball.
fair enough. Yeah, the Cavs were pretty good last year. I'm a myself a Heat fan, so I didn't do too well, but we'll get there. I'm not gonna basketball. I definitely think is like my least, not my least favorite, but it's definitely down there on my sport kind of tier. Number one being the Ravens, of course. So yeah, what I do enjoy, I do have one pair of AE ones, but I do enjoy wearing them for more of a lifestyle thing. But definitely wearing these Nikola Jokic shoes would definitely not be something that I would pick up. Not because I don't like the look of them, just because I wouldn't really wear them in a lifestyle sense, and I don't play enough basketball to warrant spending the amount of money that these would, command. I definitely like them, but I wouldn't be picking them up.
Right, same here.
So speaking of the Amine 740s, which we spoke about on our last podcast with Sam, we were very excited about some leaked images, and then after we spoke, we had some actual photos, and there's actually been a fair amount of photos come out, even of the box recently. Those Amine 740s have kind of taken the 740 V2 into a new light. Basically, the 740 was released in about 2010, I believe, as a performance shoe, and now this V2 with a new kind of sole, the absorbed foam is kind of the main piece of the shoe that's been updated. This shoe has, number one, had a collaboration now with Amine, which is coming out, I believe, on November 1st. And then second of
Mhm.
all, we've had a few general release colorways, which, as you can see on screen now, you have this very nice, almost cream and then forest green color with a lot of, kind of white laces. And it looks a lot like a 530, to be honest, a New Balance 530. I do enjoy the comfort of these kind of shoes, but I do want to hear your thoughts around the styling, and then I'll give a little bit of thoughts around these ones, Sam.
So I personally like the 740 V2. I think it's a great looking sneaker. I like we said, we didn't know what that sneaker was going to be when Amine teased it.
Yeah.
We just were guessing. Um, I think it's a great sneaker. And I think Amine did a good job with it. He put his laces in it, so I like that they have bunchy laces. But as far as this general release colorway, like you
Hmm.
said, I'll probably pass on it because it looks so much like a 530. It's very like bland almost. I like the way they advertised it and like that little trailer they put out. It's like worn from 7:40 to 7:40 p.m. Like it's a great lifestyle sneaker if you didn't want like a shoe that was covered in suede or you just wanted a shoe that you
Yeah.
could wear every day. It would be great for that. But I'm assuming we're gonna see colors with like where it's gonna be like red, blue, silver. Like we'll get
Mm.
the basic GR colorways. So maybe if I see a pair of those, I'll pick them up and review them. But I'm like almost certain I'll go for the Amine pair, and if I don't get it, I'm not going to pay resale for it. But I
Mm.
do like that he collaborated with that sneaker and he brought light to it. So I'm really glad to see this sneaker hopefully take the New Balance over.
Yeah. I think that the 530 is kind of their kind of go to. I see in Australia a lot of the times people wearing their 530s, and a lot of the
Mhm.
time they don't really know what it is, to be honest. Like they're like I see non sneakerheads wearing it, which is kind of the market that I think these shoes are targeting. So you might not see
Mhm.
it in more of a collaboration, but you might see a lot of people wearing it, if you know what I mean. Um, so I don't know if it's going to hit the kind of lore that sneakerheads have. Like it's not really going to be a hot shoe, so to speak, but you're also going to see a lot of people wearing it because, people kind of want to stay safe, but they also want to stand out a little bit. Like I can see a lot of, young girls, young guys wearing this shoe just because it kind of fits that 2K mesh runner vibe, but is sort of
Mhm.
new. You know what I mean? Like a lot of the times
Like,
people like kind of like us can wear like really like nice loud, you know, 990 V4s like the premium line because we kind of appreciate a lot of it. You kind of have some like regular people. I say regular people like we're not regular people, like just people who like aren't really that into sneakers will I feel like they'll wear this shoe and they'll buy this shoe and be like I got the hot new thing, which is like great, which is awesome.
Mhm.
um I just don't think it's going to really resonate with like sneakerheads. If I'm being honest, it just looks a little bit. Maybe it's just the colorway. I'm just not a huge fan of this one. So, I mean, we'll see. But yeah, you're definitely gonna try and get that Amino one.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
I signed up for like the email and hopefully I get a pair, but
yeah,
we'll see. If I don't, I'm not gonna be like too upset. I obviously think his 610 is 10 times
mm,
better than
yeah.
the 740 V2. It's also hard to wear that blue and orange, but
It is a very
obviously it's
yeah. It is a very bright one. Yeah.
so we'll see. We'll just let it. I think that yeah, like you said, November 1st, so that's
Mm.
like couple days from here. So we'll see.
Yeah, every time I've signed up for his email chain, I always get the email at like 2:50 a.m. our time. So, and then by that time it's too late because they sell out almost instantly. So it's like, it's kind of not even worth me doing it. Same with like the Salehi Bembry drops. Sometimes I'll sign
Hmm.
up for his website and I will, I'll get a notification at like 3 a.m. Not that I'm even awake at 3 a.m., but I'll see it in the morning. I'll be like, oh, well, that happened. Great. Great, missed out on that one. But anyway, yeah, as you said, I definitely won't be getting resell on those. And unless I see a nice kind of colorway of these, I think I have enough 2K mesh runners that I don't really need this 740 V2. But it's nice to see New Balance pushing another good model. So I think I've said this before on the podcast that I enjoy how New Balance know when to move on. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Like it feels like Jordan, not to throw much shade on Jordan Brand and Nike, but they kind of move on off from certain shoes very slowly. They stick with the Jordan ones, they stick with the Jordan fours, they give collaborations on those shoes to kind of big artists and collaborators, and then obviously they have a few new shoes like the MXDNs. Um, but New Balance tend to once they get a few collabs and they release a shoe, they then move on to the next one. So I can, list countless examples of that. But yeah, I think that they are definitely good in that space of moving from one shoe quickly to another and kind of keeping the ball rolling, so to speak. What was the other one you wanted to chat? That's right, the Ice Minimus, Ice Studios, I believe it is. The Action
Hmm.
Bronson Ice Studio Minimus was the other shoe that Sam wanted to have a chat about. So I know that you got this shoe, you have not got it in hand yet, but first of all, why did you get this shoe? What spoke to you about it? And kind of what sort of situation are you planning on wearing this shoe in?
So I have a pair of Minimuses. I have just the GR black and green pair.
Mm-hmm.
I've been wearing them to the gym a lot recently, and if I go for a run, I'll put those on. But the reason this Ice Studios collab like really took my like made me interested was just the colors of it and the way like they posted a video on New Balance posted a video of like Ice Studios, like the collaborator, made like a short little movie on it. It was just basically just like a family just going about their day.
Mm.
I just thought it was really interesting. I really like that off white and those like fun, playful colors. I just feel like it's a great sneaker to. It's very interesting, I want to say the least. Like it's an extremely interesting sneaker. The Minimus. I don't know why there's two collaborators in the same year that are going to come out, as well as Action Bronson. It's a very just interesting shoe. I don't know how to describe it, but it's very. I just like the way it looks and it's different. I like that it's different, and I like that a lot of people won't have it.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm excited to wear it, excited to get it on foot. I don't know how I'm gonna style it, how I'm gonna wear it. I don't know if I'm gonna keep it like strictly for like my athletic wear, or
Mm.
if I'm gonna try and throw in like some jeans or like some cargo pants and style it that way. So I guess we'll have to wait and see. But I'm definitely excited to have it in hand and like truly put it on.
Nice, nice. I'll definitely be wanting to check out a review of that. If you do want to check out Sam's channel, I will link his channel and Instagram in the description below, so you can go and check that one out. So yeah, they think they're releasing in Australia in a few days, and I think if they sit,
Mhm.
I'll be thinking about getting them. The colors are nice. I just don't really know when I would wear them. Like I am on my feet a lot, and I kind of need a little bit more cushioning and support than those. So if you tell me that they have a lot more support, I'll think about getting them. But to me, it seems like they're more of, as the name suggests, like a minimal type shoe with not a huge amount of padding. So I think I enjoy a bit more padding than those shoes would bring. But I definitely like the that video that you said. That was a very nice video, as well as yeah, the color palette that these ones have, and like we just spoke about before with the 740, New Balance pushing another model, uh, with the collaboration, kind of diversifying their fan base. They have, the kind of 2K runner vibes, and then they have these kind of gym shoes, or trail running shoes, I suppose you could call them. So they're really good at diversifying their fan base, and I'm glad that you enjoy them, and I'll definitely be wanting to check out your review of those ones. Again, New Balance, I feel like that's all we talk about, but I feel like it's something that you're passionate about, I'm passionate about. There are, countless Jordan shoes that get released every year. We could talk about like the Jordan Fear Pack. We could talk about the Jordan 4s, like 3s, and I even had a Jordan 14 that I was planning on chatting about, but I just didn't really feel like that's staying true to what I enjoy talking about. Like it was the Jordan 14 Black Toe, just for anyone who's interested. It
Mhm.
was releasing in a couple of days, basically an all white Jordan 14. But I just felt like I didn't really want to chat about that anymore. Just can't, not have Jordan fatigue, but it's just something that I feel like on the YouTube space, a lot of people talk about Jordans, and then that's kind of where you've carved your lane a little bit of like the New Balance kind of area. And I think having a diverse sneaker collection with so many good brands out there is a really good idea. And to continue on talking about New Balance, we have the Comme De Garcons 860 V2, another 860 V2. I have a hot take about this shoe, but Sam, I'd first of all want to hear your opinion about this one. And I don't know, unfortunately, I don't think you'll be able to afford it, because it's retailing at about $300 to $400 US.
Wow.
Yeah, that's your reaction. That's exactly what I thought the reaction would be. So give me your thoughts on these ones first of all, Sam.
So the first question I was going to ask was how much do they retail for? Because I know that they have a history, like they're expensive.
Yeah,
So that's automatically ruling these out. I'm not buying these. If we're going to disregard the price and just look at the shoe itself, it's a great New Balance.
yeah,
There's really nothing special about it. I would say that like I do like the 8060 usually never has suede. I do
mm,
like that there's suede on this, but for a shoe like
yeah,
this, I feel like I wouldn't want suede because this is more of like a rugged sneaker almost. Like you would wear this out. Um,
yeah,
I don't really think it's worth what it is. It's cool. It's a nice sneaker, but like the 8060 isn't as durable as a 990. So are you really getting your money's worth?
yeah,
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I like that they use different meshes and materials. It looks cool, but for 350 to $400, I'm not even gonna even consider it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I guess my kind of somewhat hot take is that like this is just super lazy, in my opinion.
Hmm.
Like and it's not. I don't think it's on New Balance. I feel like it's more of a Comme des Garçons type mentality of like keeping things simple. But sometimes like you can have like brands like Kith who keep things simple, but they push a little bit more color onto their silhouettes and I don't know. I know this is keeping true to the brand, and I know that these will sell out just because of the name of the brand. But I feel like it's something somewhat of a cash grab in my opinion. Obviously, they'll have some good materials like suede. They'll have some premium construction, but like it's the same sole that comes on the 2002 Rs and the 1906. Like it's the same sole, it's the same technology, the same cushioning. It's a little bit of a longer silhouette. I feel like the 860 is. It's a little bit longer than the other kind of chunkier 2002 Rs. But again, Comme des Garçons is a little bit of a. It's what do you call it? It's a fashion MF. Is those kind of guys like if you know you know with this type of shoe. Like I feel like walking down the street, you're gonna see this shoe, and people will just think, oh, it's just a grey New Balance, like every other kind of grey New Balance. But no, it's not. Like it has a certain name brand attached to it. I don't know. I, that's not really a super hot take, I know, but uh, anyway, I just feel like I needed to say that because I'm not a huge fan of this shoe. And Comme des Garçons in an overall sense, to be honest. So, do you have any sort of opinions about that hot take? Not that it was super
No,
hot,
I
but
I agree with it 100%. Like I
yeah,
think what you said, it's lazy. Like you said something about John being kind of in that same similar. Like they make all these simple shoes, but they are feel like they're just oversaturated and lazy. Because like you said, you take a look at Kith, where they're doing a neutral shoe, but they're doing it in a creative and different way. So
yeah,
I think these companies they can still stay true to their business and like what they want to be a part of, but just put a little more effort into it. That's like you said, like it's what they should do. But who knows?
yeah. I think that there's definitely brands that are pushing it, like and collaborators that are pushing kind of colors and boundaries. So I guess it is nice to have a bit of like yin to the yang of like there's always a market I feel for those high quality fashion understated shoes. Like that's why people wear
Mhm.
like loafers and they wear those kind. I reckon this shoe is definitely targeting that kind of somewhat rich person who wants to get onto like the comfortable mesh runners but also wants to have the premium quality and kind of the name brand recognition simply probably because they can afford it. Like this shoes, as I said, it's going to sell out. Like it's going to
Yeah.
sell out instantly because of the name that's attached to it, and I feel like they're not really trying to target us. We're not the
Mhm.
demographic of Comme des Garçons. Um, there's lots of like there's so many sneaker brands and so many different models that there's something for everyone, and I feel that this shoe is not for the regular Joe, you and I. Um,
Right.
it's nice, but again, I think it's just a little bit lazy in terms of the colors. So lastly, we're just going to have a touch on some of the latest pickups that we've got over the last week or two, or some things that we are looking out for. So first of all, Sam, I saw that you picked up a 990 V3. Where did you find this one?
So I got these at a Marshalls, which is
Mm,
just like it's like a secondary market, but it's all new stuff. So I got these half priced. They're only 100 US dollars, brand new. I love the 990 V3, and this kind of reminded me of how good it is. So I will be rocking this a lot, even though I'm a big gray New
yeah.
Balance kind of guy. I do really enjoy this navy colorway. So
Mm.
it'll be a great sneaker to have in my rotation for everyday lifestyle for all seasons.
I think Marshalls is kind of like a like TK Maxx. I think that,
Yeah,
well,
it's like
that's
it's the same thing. Yeah, it's like TJ Maxx, Marshalls, Home Goods. They're
yeah.
all owned by the same thing, so
For some reason in
they're all very
Australia we call it TK Maxx. It's
really
TK. Yeah, it's TK Maxx. It's
interesting.
kind of like Burger King in America is called Hungry Jack's in Australia.
Really,
Legitimately, it's. I'll put a picture up. It's literally Burger King is called Hungry Jack's because of trademark or copyright. So like
that's
We
funny.
have McDonald's obviously, but yeah, we don't have Burger King because for some reason that was trademarked in Australia. I think a
Interesting.
small restaurant had it, and so they just called it Hungry Jacks. It's very interesting. They actually sponsor the Australian Professional Basketball League, and so like they do promotions and stuff, and it's everywhere. Hungry Jacks is like definitely, I wouldn't say definitely, but it's like the second most popular fast food joint in Australia. It's interesting how Marshalls and those sort of things. There's probably a Marshalls in Australia, but it's probably just called something else, to be honest,
Hmm.
because we kind of run that way. But we're a bit weird down here, so to speak. We do things differently. Things go the other way here. One of the pickups that I got that I have not done a review of yet is the Asics Gel NYCs, the Pleasures collab.
Those are sweet.
So if you can see those there, they definitely feel very premium. They're kind of chunky. They're heavy. They're very nice. I tried them on last night. I only got them like yesterday. They're definitely nice. The thing with these Asics Gel NYCs, in my opinion, is that this little tongue is super hard. Like I don't know if you have a Gel NYC, but it's super hard and it kind of digs into your foot, and so you kind of have to wear them a little bit, kind of wear them in, which is not something you really think of when you think of like mesh runners. But these are definitely on that kind of, you got to wear them for a little bit to kind of make it a bit more comfortable, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw these ones, but yeah, I definitely enjoy the colors. It's not too vibrant. The pink, I was definitely on the fence about the pink, but the brown is like really awesome. I don't know why, but I've really been loving like brown shoes lately.
Me too. I love brown sneakers, and I feel like there's not enough brown shoes. So every time I see a brown shoe, I try and pick it up just because they're so versatile and they just look so good.
Yeah, I think the brown, the green, you can definitely, be a little bit more stylistic than just being black or white type of
Hmm.
color vibes. Those toned down, even like navy blue. There's definitely kind of a middle ground. You don't have to be like all black or super minimal, but you don't have to be super loud with like almost fluoro kind of bright oranges and that sort of thing. There's a middle ground. There's a toned down middle ground. And I'm trying to fit into that sort of vibe. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I'm definitely looking forward to that 860 V2, like we said before. That shoe is definitely going to be on my radar. Is there any shoes that you are looking out for in the near future, Sam?
Not at the moment, other than those Amines, and hopefully the Action Bronsons come out soon. But I'm
Yeah.
gonna keep my eyes peeled. Hopefully, pick up a new silhouette. I feel like I'm due for a new silhouette soon, so I'll keep looking for New Balance. I do need to get an A6. Like I feel like
Mm,
you were talking about them,
yeah.
so I need to find. I'll probably get like a Kith collab whenever one
Yeah.
comes out. But I'm definitely on the lookout to try and branch out from New Balance
Mm,
just to see what other brands have to offer. But obviously, home is where New Balance is.
yeah. I mean, speaking of, where are they? Yeah, grab one of these. You should grab one of the 14s, Kyono
Hmm.
14s. Like super comfortable. Like they feel pretty much exactly like New Balance, just a little bit more like breathable, in my opinion. And they're obviously like they're meant for performance running. Um, I would definitely pick up a 14. There's so many good like prices of those, like so many sales of them, and so many good different colorways. Like the Gel NYC, like I spoke about before, needs a little bit of breaking in, but those 14s are just, yeah, they're great. You don't need any break in. You can wear them all day instantly, basically. So yeah, thank you so much, Sam, for jumping on this podcast. Thank you so much to everyone who has been watching recently. We've gotten so many views that I was a bit blown away. And someone said to me the other day, like, can you imagine actually speaking to 250 people in one room? And that's how much views you get on a podcast. You're kind of speaking to 250 people, which I was like, that put it in perspective. So I definitely appreciate everyone who has watched these latest podcasts and watched any videos that we've released. Thank you so much for subscribing and liking the videos. It's really appreciated. Did you have any final words, Sam?
I just want to say thanks for having me on. I'm always honored to come on here and talk about sneakers. It's my favorite thing. So I appreciate it, and I'm looking forward to see your channel keep growing and keep doing some reviews.
Thanks, man. No worries. We'll definitely be having you on a few more times. We've got some exciting kind of end of year lists in the works. Got a top 10, nice and spicy top 10 to be releasing soon. So yeah, we'll definitely have Sam back on. Thank you so much to everyone for watching. Have a good day.